All right, what's going on, everybody? All right, so in today's video, what I'm gonna do is actually review one of my friends' gameplay. I asked him if it was okay. He said, it's fine if if I show him on the channel. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead. I started looking at some of his recordings, and so I saw one. I don't. This is my first time actually watching it. So pretty much what I'm gonna do is just because he does. This is an aircraft that I don't have, which is. Let me put it on his actual vehicle. I just saw that it changed out. He's flying his MiG-31. His name is Balling Out. So I wanted to take a look and see how this aircraft is for my own reference in case it's something that I may be interested in. But also just to look and see how he flies. I've squatted up with him quite a bit. We've done pretty well when we squatted up together. So obviously it has long ranges. He shot his two pod flares, but of course, that happens to everybody when you're trying to exchange rockets. Ooh, looks like I had a little bit of a lag spike here and there. All right. So at this point, so one thing that I would have done at that point, let me go back some. And this is just the way that I fly. Now I know everybody flies differently, um, but at this point, knowing that the A4 was flying towards me, I would have focused on him because to me he would have been the greater threat than the one that he was shooting at prior to. But I know it's easier said than done because I am looking at it from a third point of view as opposed to actually being in game. But as you can clearly see, the A4 is still up and flying, and not anymore. So he took his shots at the A4 and he immediately started focusing on his next target, which is perfectly fine. That's exactly the same thing that I do. So pretty much just he is a little bit higher than I would be comfortable with, but it could be the aircraft. The aircraft may be able to do that kind of stuff because I know, like I said, every aircraft is different. Every pilot is different. But he does have, as you can see, he had his target on the FA-18. And I don't know if he was out of missiles or if it was just taking too long to lock on. But I mean, hey, it happens. So now he, obviously respawns. So he's looking. I right here. Okay, there he goes. I was about to say that I would have focused on that J-37 that was coming in. I probably would not fire two of them. I would have shot one, and because he did kill him with one rocket, but that was a waste of the second rocket. With him being so far out, I would not have shot at him. And once again, this is another example of what I was talking about earlier, is focusing on the right target. All right, so I backed it up a little bit. So as he's coming in, this is another example of what I was talking about, trying to focus on the proper right target. So you see the FA-18, he's going to resupply, which is okay. He's got a full health. Yeah, he can easily take him out. But if you look at the plane that's coming towards him, the enemy plane that's coming towards him is about half health, and it's the A4. That would have been my primary target to go after because one, the A4 can take more damage, but it's half health, so it kind of like evens it out. But the A4 is obviously focusing on him, because you see the indicator right there in the middle of the screen showing that somebody's trying to get lock on you. So I would have focused on him, take out the immediate threat, because the FA-18 is not a threat to you at this point. It's going to resupply. So instead, he does focus on the FA-18, and you see the A4 coming in to take him out, to do the right thing and protect his wingman. So I know it is one of those easy, like I said earlier, it's easier said than done, watching from this point of view. But in while you're flying, that I would say that something that I try to focus on is what else is around me besides the primary target. And I do get tunnel vision from time to time. I'm not going to deny that. I feel it's very easy to get tunnel vision within this game, because you are trying to shoot down as many aircrafts as you can, but it is what it is. All right, so right now it's 15-16, and then let me point out one more thing real quick. All right, so on this part, so he goes after the FA-18. You see the F-14 coming down. At that point, I would have, because I did see him when he first came through a moment ago. I would have angled my aircraft up a little bit more, so that way, as he's flying past me, it'll be an easier shot for me to make, as opposed to how he does it, how he dipped down. Now it's harder for him to get up and to get into the. He could have shot him down at that point, but that's kind of nitpicking at this point because I mean, it's just the game, pretty much. And there's nothing wrong with. I don't see nothing wrong with him taking these long range rockets because it's that old saying of you miss every shot that you don't make, and then that's the match. 17-20. So just a few things. Like I said, overall is a really good battle. But it's just a few things here and there that I felt that could have been done a little bit differently. But like I said, I fly different than him. So and then I don't know how this aircraft handles when I'm talking about dipping. When he dipped down and to get back up to that other aircraft that was low HP. I don't know if that aircraft can has the agility to do that as easily as some of the other aircrafts. So that could be a mistake on my part. If so, let me know if if that was the issue with the MiG-31 with that one. Um, but for the most part, I mean, it was pretty good. I would just say just keep an awareness of which targets to focus on. Because if that, I think that was the same. That was the thing that I saw with two of his deaths. Um, that second one definitely could have been avoided. I feel like if he focused on the A4 first instead of the FA-18. Um, on the first one, it could have went either way. He could have survived it, or they may have just shot each other down. But yeah, in that circumstance, that could have given him at least one less death and one more kill, possibly. But that would probably be my main thing coming out of this one, out of this battle. I'm not saying that he's like this with every battle because he's like I said, he's a very good pilot. I really do. We have a lot of fun whenever we squad up. Um, it's just that would be the only takeaway really that I would say is just because he's focused on his next target pretty well on this one, and I really liked watching that. Um, but the main thing would be at certain circumstances, definitely focus on the greater threat rather than somebody who's going away from you when the circumstances arise. So let's take a look at the results. All right, so Ballin is over here on this side. 6 kills, 4 deaths, 1 assist, 720. So he did finish top out of everybody, but that could have been at least, I would say, 7 kills, 3 deaths, and no telling if that could have even been more, but no telling. Let's see what the A4, because the A4 shot him down twice that I saw that I can remember. The A4, 5, 3, and 0. So, I mean, but overall, it was a good battle. Unfortunately, it was a loss for him, but it was, nevertheless, it was a good battle, and it could have went either way. And I don't know what the other teams were doing, the other members on both sides were doing. It looks like they had a 4-man squad on this side, And I believe Ballin in this battle was squatted up with Woody and Savage Stoner. Um, so it would have been kind of like a 3-man squad versus a 4-man squad. I don't know how well Death Star flies together, but I do know that whenever you are flying in squad, comms makes a world of difference and can make the squad a very, very effective team when they're battling. Because then that's whenever you get to call out targets, focus fire, and things of that nature. Especially whenever you have somebody on your six, you can be like, "Hey, I got somebody on my six," so that way, hopefully, a wingman can come and help you out and get you out of that danger. But yeah, that's the only thing I would say was in this battle. With those two main things, really was just focus on the correct target, and I'm sure he does that. It's just in the heat of the battle, sometimes you have brain farts. It happens, tunnel vision. It happens to me from time to time as well, so I can't say it doesn't because it does. But yeah, overall, it's a good battle. I really, I really liked how the MiG-31 was being shown and handled. So it is a interesting aircraft for me to go towards. I'm not gonna say it's the top of my list right now, but it is definitely on my list. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for this one. The only thing I wanted to do was just look at his battles and try to give him some pointers. And if there's anybody else that wants me to take a look at their videos, let me know. Hit me up in game. Obviously, my gamer tag is noobs007. So hit me up on in the game. Send me a message, friends request if you want. That's perfectly fine. So that way I could take a look at your videos. If there's a specific one, let me know what date and time it was, so that way I can actually look at it and verify what aircraft it was and stuff like that. And then I'll take a look at it and see about showcasing it on here if that's something that you guys are interested in, and just point out some things that like how I did on this one, things that I think might be a little bit different, a little bit better, or things that I might learn. It's like I never thought about doing that, or never thought about doing this, and so uh, like I said, I've still playing this game. I'm not like at a level 20 hanger or anything like that. So my hanger level right now, I believe, is at a 16. But I'm still grinding, just like a lot of other people. So I'm not trying to say that I'm the best or anything, because I definitely am not. Believe me, I know I'm not. But I do try my best with it and play it how I feel like I can play it. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for this one. Um, Please like, comment, subscribe on the video. We're at 87 subscribers now, so 13 subscribers away from doing the live stream. Just let me know if you're not subscribed. Subscribe, please. It'll be greatly appreciated. Thank you for all my subscribers at this point. I really appreciate it. And check you out next time.